I think one of the most difficult things for people to understand in this business that we're in is that if you want to be effective doing what it is you're doing, you better stay on the air. And you better make sure you make as few enemies as possible if you don't have to. Be effective, be specific, be deadly, but don't waste your time being a martyr. It's very difficult for some people to realize. I understand this. I grasp that. Sometimes people think it's a good idea to go out there guns a blazing. But then again, you realize you lose yourself on the battlefield and you're a casualty and then you help no one. And in the case of our friend, Candace Owens, let me just start off right off the bat by telling you right now, she is so monumentally talented. I don't know if she has a mentor. I don't know if anybody is watching her. I think she is setting herself up for one of the biggest collapses of all time because she takes things personally. And whenever I attempt to do this, or I've tried to do this, or tried my best to ask people or to explain this, invariably people will take it very, very personally. They're very, very parochial. They're very, very territorial. That's my Candace or my Alex or Charlie or Tucker or whoever it is. And they look at it as though it's almost like they own these people and that this is an affront to their system or what they like. It's not like that at all. You have to really understand this is a very serious business here. And sometimes people in the biz don't understand that. They're not kidding around. When you have access to 2, 3, 4, 5 million people, and you have access not to people in general, but to a targeted group of folks that you are able to access, whether it's young people or people of a particular age or demographic, you've really got to understand something. This is a very, very, very serious deal here. Very serious, monumentally serious. And that's why you have to understand and grasp this. So I wanted to spend just a few moments going over this because I really see it as clear as you can possibly see it. I see what is happening. But I want to also tell you something right now, which is very, very critical, also very important. Today is the last show of the month, and our good friends at preparewithlionel.com have a deal that is a limited time. I don't know if today's the last day. I don't know. They don't let me know. But with all that is going on, and when I've talked about civil war, I mentioned civil war yesterday. The civil war that we're going to see is a civil war not involving Antietam or Shoal Creek. It's going to be culture. It's going to be about nationality. It's going to be about people fighting for what was, is, and could be theirs. There will be civil war in the streets. You're going to see false flags. You're going to see lockdowns, riots, blackouts, supply chain sabotage. This isn't theory. This isn't just, well, maybe. It's reality. And the elites that are dismantling everything on schedule know it. And if you had to go 1 week without food, the system collapses. Cash, crypto, gold are all worthless when your family is hungry. Hunger is the weapon, control is the plan. Survival is primal, my friend. Food, water, energy, ammo. That's it. And that's the game. And that's why I trust, believe me, they are the best. My Patriot Supplies 3-month food kit, over 2,000 calories a day, 22 meal varieties, shelf life of up to 25 years. And right now, 4 weeks free, a $247 bonus. So go to preparewithlionel.com, secure your food, protect your family, lock down your future. The storm is here, my friend. Preparation isn't paranoia, it's survival. And the link is right in the description section. Thank you. Do the right thing. Now, we are getting into some territory right now where people are making big, big mistakes in confusing. And by the way, thank you for the likes. We need the likes. I need at least 9 million likes. I know that's a bit much, but I need that. I want you to lose some words from your vocabulary. And Candace, this goes for you, okay? Lose some words. Just don't ever say them. Hitler, Think of these as the N word. Oh, you can maybe justify. Just don't ever say them. Don't. Just stay away from it. Hitler. If Hitler, unless you're giving a lecture at a war college, the word Hitler should never be a part of your vocabulary. Jews, unless you're talking about this is the holy days, I like to say hello to my Jewish friends, fine. The word Jews, leave it out of your vocabulary. Just leave it out. It's not important. You don't need it. If you have to use the word Jews, you really don't know what you're doing. Israel, cautious, unless the issue is specifically about Israel, or as Candace says, Israel. Okay? Do what I'm telling. Just just trust me. When you are trying to put together who was responsible for Charlie Kirk, and you have this overwhelming anger towards Israel, the Jews, whatever you think, think what you want, think anything. Go ahead, be my guest. There is absolutely no evidence of anybody being responsible for the death of her. None. For the Charlie Kirk. I'm not. And if you think you can identify Jews, Israel, CIA, Ben Shapiro, Tucker Carlson, anybody, you don't know enough about this. Okay? There is this group of people right now who are not, I do not believe, I swear to you, I do not believe they are anti-Semitic in the classic definition of the case. I don't believe so. There are people who are just, maybe they don't realize it. Maybe to them it's just like saying the Russians or the Ukrainians or the commies or the Patriots or MAGA. Maybe it's just a label to you. Maybe it's just a label. Maybe it's just a designation. Maybe among friends of yours, that's what you speak. But if you are trying to make a point, and if you're trying to maintain some type of credibility, and if you're trying to really maintain your position as a force to be reckoned with, and if you're Candace Owens, who faces so much right now with that Brigitte Macron suit. See, we're not talking about this. I hope she's backed off this. I hope she just prays that they settle for something reasonable. Because I'm telling you what they're going to be doing. You've got some very powerful people out there. Thank you, Lori Jo Woods. Welcome, Lori. You've got some very powerful people out there. And you are unnecessarily sticking their thumb. So what they're going to do is this. Here's what I would do. Number one. By the way, I got this office chair at Costco, by the way. It's very nice. And this came with it, too, for the Allen wrench. What a weapon this is. this man, ooh, I'm keeping this. In any event, somebody somewhere is going to go to the law firm, I forget their name, who handled the Dominion case, the big Dominion lawsuit, all right, where they settled for almost $1 billion, never even called a witness. And somebody's going to say, I'll make a deal with you. We will help you. We want to see her just go away. We want to see her go away. And we want to see all of the folks and all of the platforms that she has been on. And we want them to go away too. We want to get some type of a judgment and then go after all of them. Name them, Rogan and Tucker. And we just want to shut these people down. And she remains a target. She has no idea what she's done. A lot of people watching her think it's funny. I think it's funny. Brigitte Macron, you think she's a man and all this. You think it's funny. You've got no stake in the game. No, you got no dog in the fight. I don't blame you. It's kind of interesting. It's kind of funny, you know. She's done it this time, though. And nobody even understands it. And her greatest allies. And when it comes to a legal analysis, I'll tell you what it is. And you may not like it because sometimes you think that the good guys always win. No. not necessarily. The good guys don't necessarily win. But if you want to explain about going back to Charlie Kirk, talk about what was his what happened beforehand. Charlie Kirk said some things, it's true, about the culpability, the responsibility of either Israel or whatever you want to call it. That's number one. Number two, there were people, I keep using this word a lot, these internecine battles within Turning Point USA. Okay, there are people within those that you have to pay attention to. There are folks within that group. There are people who want him out for a variety of reasons, so that's the second group. Number three, there's the story which I believe has been advanced, the idea of Tyler Robinson on his own, for whatever reason, feeling this anger, this incredible sense of anger and resentment towards Charlie Kirk because of statements about trans or whatever it could be. Don't eliminate it. That's a possibility. You can also have you could say cui bono, cui prodest, who benefited? A lot of people. Then there are people who just want to be this lone assassin who don't necessarily represent anyone, ladies and gentlemen. I need 300 likes. Please, my friends, like this video. Hate to say that. I hate to be such a nudge, but it's so critical. Remember, today's the last day of the month. Just 15 more minutes until that's it for us. And we start a new one. September's gone. So we want to get all of our numbers in, all of our stuff in as soon as possible. Okay, that's number one. So when you want to say something, you want to say, well, here's what's interesting. Before this happened, Tucker had some very serious things to say about either the war in Gaza, the involved in that, a variety of things. You don't have to say, and therefore Israel did it. Say it. Say it. Go down the list and say he was saying this. And by the way, if you were to say that, it doesn't necessarily mean that Israel per se is responsible for somebody who perhaps might take offense at what you said about Israel, who is not associated with Israel, who is not in the Likud or Mossad or whatever, because people love to just go for, they don't know how to distinguish suspicion from what we're seeing here. I don't know what this is, my friend. I don't know what this is. What the hell is this? Hang on a minute. Wait a minute. Hang on. Okay, there we go. Are we good? There we go. I don't know what the hell that was. So you don't have to say the therefore part. Just tell people what it is. Tell people tell people what you are suspicious of, but don't say it. Do you know that today, if I ask you, I'll give you a perfect example. If I ask you, who do you think is responsible? Who killed John Kennedy? Anybody who answers immediately, anybody who says, I don't know, doesn't know what they're talking about. Anybody who says anything short of, I don't know, doesn't know what they're talking about. And I've been looking at that, my friend, my whole life. They'll point to things, they'll say CIA. I think, no, it doesn't work like that. It's not the CIA. It's not one person. There are people and organizations and offshoots. And there's, whenever people talk about the mob, they never say the Italians. They never do. They never say the Sicilians, to be correct. They just don't. They just never do. They'll say organized crime or whatever it is. They never feel the need to do that. And I'm kind of glad they do. During 9/11, there were these folks who immediately said that Larry Silverstein was responsible. And the reason why Larry Silverstein was responsible, because he said, quote, pull it. And he said, pull it. And because he said, pull it, people said he obviously did, Building 7 and was responsible for everything. That this is what they actually believed in. They really believed it. They just did. And you could say, wait a minute, the dancing Israelis, too many people gave them the impression or gave them the idea that Israel was involved because Larry Silverstein was in Epstein. People said Mossad. Where did Mossad come from? Why not Amman? Why not Shin Bet? Why not no one? Because we, as fans of this, get involved in the lore and the romance of intel. There was a time when we loved NSA. NSA was everything was NSA. NSA to us was it. NSA was responsible. And then we just forgot about them. Now it's back to CIA and then others. Then we talk about deep state and shadow government. And we use these things because there are some people who thoroughly love this idea, this kind of this cloak and dagger stuff. And it's fun and it's really kind of neat. But they get too wrapped up in it because there's no evidence of it. There are 17 in this country alone, 17 separate, I believe 17 separate intelligence agencies, government, federal, from naval intelligence to whatever. Oh, there's Carla says, an international coalition unalive JFK. Could very well be, or maybe not. Maybe not. You know, Carla, there are some people who say, I don't have to do anything. Remember, lie hop, let it happen on purpose. My hop, make it happen on purpose. If I am in your organization and I'm a part of a cabal, a group of people who do not care for you or your business or you, and I know something is happening, something is coming, something is around the corner, I don't have to necessarily get involved in it. I can just not stop it. When there are people who sit around and say, for example, that something is going to happen, nobody puts it in writing. Nobody says, okay, we're going to all vote. Okay, Candace Owens, we're going to get it. Okay, well, no. Nope. And by the way, what frightens me, and I think you'll agree, we need to have a group of people. We need to have what used to be called a Russell Tribunal or a Sartre Tribunal. And we need to get our smartest people available on the street, on the, how do I say this? On the scene, so to speak, who work together and they'll put together a series of, let's say, multiple hearings. And we put on a case, who killed Charlie Kirk? And we have prosecutors, defense, if you want, if somebody else, really test it, because the defense always pressure tests it. Have security personnel, have medical, look at forensics, ballistics, put it together and talk about it. And I want to talk about the evidence. We don't say anything about Israel. We don't talk about Trump, whatever. By the by, I just thought of this. Have you seen Dennis Prager lately? Have you seen this poor man? It is the saddest thing I think I've seen. I don't know how long. He is paralyzed. He was flat. I don't know if he had a breathing device or any kind of, he could not move. It was the saddest thing. He says every day he dreams of moving. I think he had a fall. It is absolutely the most tragic thing I've ever seen. And people always say, well, I didn't necessarily agree with, as a human being, our feelings have nothing to do with whether I believe in you or not. It doesn't make any difference. There were people who felt very sorry for George Wallace when he was shot, and they had absolutely nothing to do with it. But anyway, I just thought I'd throw this in because This little blip that we live in is so transitional. It is so fast. Life is over so fast. Look at your life. Look at where you are right now. And just ask, where has it gone? Everybody has said this since the beginning of time. I'm not telling you anything new. Don't dwell on it. That's the way it goes. Your parents are gone, your children are grown, everything's fine. Yeah, yeah, yeah. I understand that. Just remember that. Don't dwell on it. Just say, oh yeah, I remember that. But Candace needs a mentor. Candace needs protectors. She loves being Candace. And that is going to destroy her. It's going to destroy her. She doesn't have the maturity. She doesn't have the wherewithal. She doesn't understand. I'll tell you who doesn't have that too, who has the guy who has the biggest, in this, not in conventional media, but the guy who has the biggest future is Nick Fuentes. Absolutely, positively. Another one too, keep an eye on. Laura Loomer is so connected to inside intel, it will make your heads. She knows things that no civilian knows. Watch her. And of course, Alex. They are still the best. Tucker's going everywhere. Tucker's talking about Wikipedia. Tucker's talking about this. Tucker just enjoys this. And Joe Rogan is still bouncing along, just enjoying everything, being Joe Rogan. But Candace, you have to have somebody watch you because you think you're figuratively bulletproof. You think that nobody can hurt you. They can hurt you. For the sake of you could be far more effective. You don't have to say Israel. If you think it's Israel, don't say Israel. Let people say Israel for you. Let them say it. Let them say it. Why? I don't understand. Why do you have to say, and therefore, you don't have to say therefore anything. It's like jokes. The funniest cartoons sometimes have no punchline. They're obvious. Life's not like that. In any event, my friends, Carla, thank you so much. My friends, thank you. Thank you. Thank you. Please listen to me tonight on WABC. Mrs. L is going to be on 1 a.m. Eastern Time for Warrior Wednesday. And she is unbelievable. We're going to talk about Bad Bunny and everything else. And plus, I'm going to introduce to the normies, as we say, in a good way, our framework, our way of looking at life, our view. We see things very, very, very differently. We see things very, very, very differently. So anyway, all right, my friends, have a great and a glorious night. Thank you so much. Goodbye, September. Goodbye, September. It was nice knowing you. In 1 minute, it will now be October the 1st. We love you madly. Thank you so very much. Have a great and a glorious day. Until next time, my friends, remember the monkey's dead. The show's over. Sue you. Da-da.